On today's video, the past 8s open up in Lost Kingdom 2 as the light team start pushing in to get rid of darkness team. In this video, a crazy, unexpected war happened. We're going to talk about all that, as well as I got rallied in the process and didn't even notice until it was way too late. So, got reports, tons of things, lots of strategy, and the backstory behind what happened when the level 8 passes opened up. So sit back, drop a like on the video. Hey there YouTube, welcome back to Gekko Gaming. The level 8 pass opened up and it's time to crank out this video. Before we start though, I'm a sponsored content creator by Rise of Kingdoms, and if you enjoy the content, make sure you're subscribing down to the channel for daily Rise of Kingdoms content. We got a couple more videos about this war you guys don't want to miss out, include a crazy talent tree that will change the Attila Takeda defense game. That's right. So the pass went down. We were told that the plan is right now to drop a fortress in yellow territory and go help out C9N clear the yellow folks out. Cool. In that scenario, we took the pass. I teleported randomly until I ended up in the zone that we were supposed to be in. As you can see, I have a march running home because I needed to take it back to my city so I can random teleport. Once I got to where I dropped JWM and started hopping around until I got close enough to this fortress. I was about 9-10 kilometers away, and I was the only person nearby for a little while. My 3 marches were out there, and even my Richard Julius Caesar was holding onto the fortress. By the way, Richard Julius Caesar, much better than you think. We'll explain that in a future video. If you guys want to know why, as well as see the Richard talent build that we were talking about for a while, make sure you guys are spamming the like button. Let's hit 300 likes, and if we do, we'll reveal all of that. So anyway, I'm garrisoning a fortress, which is getting rallied by Attila Takeda. I am off territory in JWM, swarming a city, a rally on the field, and with War Frenzy. Now, I'm getting scouted left and right. The fortress is getting scouted left and right. I'm garrisoning the fortress, so I keep getting every single possible notification that is just unbelievable. It's unbelievable how this actually held. We held because of C9N. C9N showed up, swarmed the heck out of that rally. It was a pretty big loss for us, but thankfully C9N were there to help out because I was not in a garrison situation. I didn't have the proper garrison commanders. While this went on, another rally came by. C9N again, Send, shout out to Send right there, helping out with this crazy rally. Send is one of my favorite people really in Rise of Kingdoms. Haven't talked to him too much, but C9N is one of those awesome alliances that I've gotten to interact with quite a bit as time went on, and thankfully they were here to help us out. While this happened, 17 ported into a nearby area and brought his Charles Martel and Constantine. Thank the Lord. Now we could start defending properly. There were some people with mixed troops in that building still. Once this rally cleared out, theoretically, infantry only, we good to go. I was prepping an infantry tier 4 march just in case we need to swap. Left a Joan of Arc in there. Maybe we'll swarm something in the field just to get that buff out there. And it kept going. This rally was going on. C9N were the closer ones to the scene. They really stepped up and helped big time. And the fortress held. Now this fortress was dropped too early. This was a huge mistake by us. Usually when you drop a fortress in enemy's territory, first you want to bring all your marches nearby and only then drop the fortress. Someone shot over went too early. Someone really went way too early, and it was a huge mistake. And quite frankly, even sending support there was a huge mistake. I went back to my city to heal, and I'm like, what is that animation? I zoom out. I'm getting rallied. I'm like, what the frick? Okay, I guess we're getting rallied. In between getting tons of freaking scouts on the fortress and on my city, I didn't even notice I was getting rallied. And quite frankly, I was looking to see, wait, how much of a fury do I have? Do I need to take this? I need to take this. Cool. The main reason I was looking at my fury and the main reason I went back to the city to heal was because of a big mistake that I made before that. I went on to plunder a city. I was even trying to teleport out to see if that works. I completely forgot that doesn't work. I went to plunder out a city that was nearby the fortress, and the DSW caught my sieges out. And when they caught my sieges out, those sieges went to the hospital. 170,000 of my beds were tier 1 sieges. Yep, huge mistake by me. Very, very big rookie move. Shouldn't have gone plundering while the war is going on, or at least should have done it with like actual troops rather than with sieges. I was too focused on the fortress that I didn't even realize I was even getting rallied. And so I was expecting some losses in this rally because 170 beds being tier 1 sieges really, really sucks. Thankfully, my Charles Martel was in a good garrison build, and so was, and we have Yi Sung-ye in the back. Why Charles Martel? I switched him out for Sun Tzu because I wanted to put Sun Tzu on the open field, and I didn't want to just pull my Sun Tzu out and have some random commander on the wall, so I put Charles in there for now. And it seemed to have worked out, I guess. Not the best of choices on Earth per se, but we'll take it. We managed to take this rally fairly well. C9N once more showing up with the support. Again, thank you for the folks of C9N who helped out get rid of this rally on my city. I think that I'm very sure that they helped out the fact that the losses that I took weren't as big as they could have been. Without these guys, I would have definitely probably taken quite a bit more damage. Ooh, 30,000 tier 5s dead. That's the damage we paid. That's the price we paid. We won the exchange per se, but with 411 beds, 1,000 beds filled, I was like, all right, I'm out of here. Left the troop in the fortress, ported back, and then I look at this and I'm like, what? This is supposed to happen? What is going on here? There's a taco rally, counter rally. There's a box counter rally. There is 3 counter rallies on 3 rallies on 3 Attila Takedas on the pass. And I was like, what? This is not supposed to be this. Quite frankly, I don't want to go into the whole mumbo jumbo. I don't feel like going into that. I don't feel like going into all that happened here because for better or worse, it is what it is and it's over. But a triple rally on a pass seems like super questionable. And I wasn't even near this pass to help. I was way out there on the fortress holding that. And I just now ported somewhere nearby here so I can, well, not that nearby, I randomed out. But I ported anywhere nearby to try to kind of help out, do something. But I need to heal. I mean, I was like, all right, we'll keep holding the fortress or something. But the fortress is going down. This is about to go down. Like, what on earth is going on? In my head, it was like, game on. Like, game on. I'm going to go heal all my troops, empty the beds, no matter the cost, and war on. The lag was crazy, by the way. The lag was stupendous. I said, you know what? Let's start off with the tier 4s, clear off some bed space. Tier 5s came after as well. You just cleared the beds. We got to clear beds for now. Fate Changer popped up. Sure, didn't pick it up. I know. A lot of people told me to pick it up and said it's a huge mistake. I couldn't go with it. Tons of resources. Thank you to my alliance mates for the resources and speed ups. But at this point, everything is going crazy. Listen, the pace of things that happened here was absolutely absurd. And I love it. As far as I was concerned, it was full-blown war mode. We're going in, going ham, to the point where I actually made a very drastic move. You'll see towards the end of this video what it is, so you don't want to miss out on that. Stick around in the video. You're going to see a few awesome things while you're here. The fortress was getting rallied, and I want to take a moment to talk about the lag, because the lag was beyond stupid. We know how crazy laggy these wars were, but I'll tell you what my bigger problem with lag is. It's not necessarily that this is lagging like crazy, although this is very bad. My issue with lag is when I was trying to heal, tapping the speed ups did nothing. It took forever until one of the clicks that I did finally registered. Tapping on anything that is not war related just simply didn't work. And in a game where you're really, really dependent on making very quick maneuvers, the lag is a complete killer. You'll see another reason why the lag is a killer in a bit. And that's another point that Lilith, I'm looking at you guys to fix, because refilling a freaking building or a pass is a nightmare. and I'll show you what I mean in a second. So the rally was going on once more. This fortress now had a proper defense. It had Artemisia and I believe Yi Song-ye holding the building. There were some folks already on the field here. We were in the building as well, but it was too much. What was going on in here was a very, very, very problematic situation. It was a complete lack of coordination by us. That fortress dropped way too early, and it caused us to work towards the fortress rather than first get ourselves situated before the fortress drops. And when that happens, it's a matter of who gets there quicker. And because everybody had different types of marches, people weren't coming in as a massive wave, but as individuals. And with an Attila Takeda rally happening, open field presence happening, and people all over this place, it was just impossible. To make matters worse, folks were getting hit on the way here. So one of the best ideas that happened was, hey, let's rally barbarian forts. All around this thing, there are barbarian forts. Go rally them. Don't care about the freaking, look at the defense right there. That was a big, big, big hit by them. The reason for that, by the way, was because there weren't fully archers in the building, but that's a story for another time. When you want to move troops forward, the best recommendation I have for you guys is find a freaking barbarian fort nearby, rally that to move your marches together. Once you pass this area where folks are waiting for you to get there to swarm you, that's when you can break the rally and re-rally the fortress. You can essentially keep re-rallying the forts over and over and over to push troops forward. Don't march into enemy territory if you need to by yourself. Do a fort rally, get people into your rally, and tell them we're disbanding somewhere to keep marching forward. Keep an eye on that. This is the worst part of lag though. The only way for you to get into a pass is if there is enough space. The same applies for flags and for fortresses. The problem is you see there is space, like right there. Sorry, in here you didn't have space, you're right. But you see there is space, you click, but by the time you got here and you clicked, someone else already got in. And because of the lag, it lets you click, but it doesn't really let you in. Take a look at this. March, click, click, go in. Exceeded troops. Look at how long it takes me to look at how long it took for the number of troops exceeded max capacity to arrive. And I clicked on that again and again and again. Lilith, if you're going to be doing this, you have to make it so that the march button becomes enabled when there is space and allow people to click. Because if you click here, tap join, and you have space, the march button is available. But if there's no space, the march button is disabled, and then it won't get enabled once there's space. You gotta close that window, click again, tap reinforce, and only then the button will become available. That is, again, if you have a certain amount of troops. In JWM, for the record, freaking 310,000 troops is a joke. I learned the hard way, don't send 310,000 troops because you'll never get in the building, ever. People just send whatever they have in there, and sometimes it's 300,000, sometimes it's 200,000, and sometimes it's 89,622. Like, just to defend the building. That's not a bad thing, by the way. That's a great thing. But with 310,000 troops waiting outside, it's a very, 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 very long wait and hard battle to get yourself a spot to get into a building. We eventually did manage to get into this pass and help defend it. But with a double Attila Takeda right now and a triple coming in, it was very, very messy. So this whole thing started with a infantry defense, and then it went to an archer defense, and then it went back to an infantry defense. And then somewhere along the way, they said, all right, let's go archers full time instead of doing what we're doing. But while all that happened, it was just impossible. It was impossible to defend. It was impossible to click anything. It was impossible to do anything. Like, we were trying to get in with a 310 march for how long now? And still zero luck getting in. Eventually, the numbers of troops exceeded did not show up anymore, and we did go in. But there wasn't 100% archers in there, which made it a huge problem. There were infantries in there from previous defenses. We went from reinforced infantry to reinforced archers while there were infantry in the building. Let's put it this way. This whole war happened for all of a sudden. It was completely unpredictable. It was amazing and it was a lot of fun, but it also showed a little bit of a lack of coordination by us early on because we simply missed up our game plan. We dropped that fortress too early, and that just spun into this, and all of a sudden DSW, DSE, and DSP are triple rallying a pass with the Takedas, and I was like, all right, game on. We're all for it, but we definitely weren't prepared for it. So this defense is going to fail, and I'll show you guys the report because we got smashed, but you'll see that in a bit. As things progressed, I realized one very important thing. The Artemisia on the pass right now belongs to Blackfeather, the boss of JWM. And actually, sorry, this is I believe Deepwater his name is. I don't remember. I don't know his name. I apologize for that. It's Chinese characters. He had one Artemisia available, and Boss had another one available as well. And we have a couple of other Artemisias in JWM, but they weren't online. And so it got to the point where at some point, this individual who was holding the flag, again, now we went back to infantry, just, there's tons of archers in there. What are you going to do with this infantry? Why did we go from infantry to archers to infantry? Happens. It happens. It just happens. It's okay. The rally will reflect it. You guys are going to love seeing the rally. We bookmarked as many of these reports for you guys so you guys can get to see them, and then went back into the action. But I realized at some point that this is not going to go well at all. Like, we're not defending correctly, and it's not because we don't know how to defend, but it's because we're not necessarily prepared for it at this stage. And with the Takeda rallies rallying the Takedas, and the Takedas rallying the Takedas, that rallying the Takedas, there's truly only one option. While that went down, by the way, I don't know if you see my Edward with frowny face making its way home, the fortress fell. Of course the fortress fell. That's where Boss's Artemisia was. She was in the fortress trying to defend that. But we just didn't have enough people out there. It was just impossible to defend that. And to make matters worse, when we started that fortress, I was defending with anything. So folks sent anything out there. And when we needed archers there for Artemisia Yisongye, there just weren't enough archers on the field. The fortress went down, and this pass was about to go down too. I mean, Artemisia, infantry, Artemisia, infantry, like complete chaos. I realized though, like, we have two Artemisias available right now, but we want to use an Artemisia in two different places. And the biggest problem of all that was that the pass itself keeps getting rallied like crazy to the point where refreshing troops was just impossible for someone who can only have one march in there, right? And the biggest problem is if there's an Artemisia by the fortress and there's an Artemisia in here, how do they refresh their troops? Because what'll end up happening is this Artemisia will lose its troops and then get kicked out, and then who defends this? Because it's full archers. What do we do? And so it led me to a drastic move. Before the drastic move though, let's look at this report, because we got kicked the frick out of this pass. And trust me, you guys are gonna love this report, especially you JWM haters out there. Take a look as this report, oh, we 20 million power down. Oof, that was a painful one. We really took a beating in that rally. These guys definitely definitely beat the heck out of us on there. It was a nice, very well felt ringing slap to the face, and it just turned on the fire. And when I realized a drastic measure had to be made, it started being made. And I decided it's time to blitz expertise my Artemisia. That's right. In the next video, you're going to get to see my Artemisia defending against triple Takeda rallies. We're not going to talk about the reports and all that in this video. The next video is coming out next week with some of the best defense tips and tricks against Takedas. We defended against triple Takedas. I'll show you guys everything you need to know about the process of expertising her. And maybe we'll talk about a talent tree, potentially. We'll see. Anyway, I'm Gekko. I'm out of here. Thank you guys very much for watching this video. If you guys enjoyed it, make sure you're dropping a like on it. Remind you, 300 likes, and we make a video about Richard Julius Caesar. Mentioned that earlier in the video. You really want to get those likes up. Trust me, you're gonna be blown away by that information. And I'll see you guys sooner rather than later. Enjoy the rest of your weekend and take care. Peace.